Hey guys, and welcome back to some more Factorio sending supporters to space. And we are over in this section of the factory because today I want to work on setting up more robot production. Currently we only have this little dinky manually fed thing over here, and this needs to go. We need way more production than this. We did get our nuclear power up last time, which should help power-wise, and our Covrex process, you guys seem to really like it. The response on that was really fantastic, and you had some suggestions, which I'm going to go over here really quickly because they were very good suggestions that I hadn't considered. First of which is that you guys said if this belt backs up, it jams this entire thing, or it kind of breaks it, which does make sense, because that means this thing can't export, and then this grabs like all of it and puts it back in, and then eventually it'll just fill up. The solution to this is just not let the belt back up. I would just like insert it into an active provider chest once we actually get a system going, and then that just wouldn't be an issue. So that's the thing there. The other thing though, which was a really good point, is people said to change this amount, the amount I'm allowing this inserter to pick up, to be 80 rather than 40, because you can see here while he was switching stuff out, this wasn't working right because it was still inputting. Whereas if this was 80, what would happen is that this would insert 80 worth in here, and then while this is exporting the 41 that it essentially made here, there would still be 40 in the input slot, so it would still be working while it was exporting and then re-importing. So there would essentially always be an extra set of materials in there, so it could constantly be working. This is a really good idea, actually, and I think I should be able to just start that now. If I just turn this to 80, theoretically it should work, and hopefully not break the entire thing. So we'll see. This should start picking it up. It will take a while, obviously, because it needs to get to 80. So this guy won't have that effect quite yet, but hopefully that should fix it. This thing's still going to count, so these shouldn't change at all. I just need to change that on here. So that was a really good suggestion I hadn't considered. So good thoughts there. And yeah, so we need to work on robo frame production. We need electric engines, batteries, steel plate, and circuit. So it's going to be interesting. I feel like we almost need to make batteries locally, kind of like we did up here, as well as electric engines. Now this is actually overkill on the batteries. We could actually, the more I look at this, it may be good to just pull, I think because we only needed 3 of these, we could just pull like this last one and just send these batteries down, because this only needs 1 or 2 batteries every 20 seconds, which means it essentially needs, I mean, we're going to have more than one machine doing this, but one machine would only need essentially a battery every 10 seconds. So if we had 10 machines, that would be a battery a second. I believe I'm doing my math right, base rate, and this thing creates a battery every like 3 seconds, so it couldn't do that quite that many. But even if we did like 4 or 5 machines that are actually automated and working all the time, that's still a lot better than, you know, the manually fed thing that didn't work most of the time because I forgot to feed it. And we actually already have circuits over here. I'm considering putting it just up here because we need steel as well, which we could bring over here, and then we also need electric engines, which are going to be made from engines, which means we need steel and iron. I almost want to build it down here. I don't particularly want to run these batteries back through, but maybe I should. I can't decide. I think it couldn't hurt to build them down here. It would kind of maybe even out the bus a little bit. These things are a bit out of place, but hey, whatever. So we're just going to clear out some trees here. And I do have some very good news. I've been doing a lot of testing stuff, or rather, I haven't been doing much testing because I've been busy. Very generously, I've had a couple of guys help me do some testing with builds, and then they sent me the save with the... We're working on a smelter build, and I tested it, and based on the results, I'm very, very optimistic that we're going to be able to have our goal, science packs and rockets per minute, while still being in 60-60. And in case I hadn't mentioned it, because I may have changed my mind and not mentioned it, the goal here is 4.2 thousand science packs a minute and 4 rockets per minute. The 4.2 thousand science packs a minute, it's an extra 10% or 5% essentially science packs a minute, just so that the numbers are more consistent and actually should hopefully consistently stay above 4,000. If you remember, swear man, if you remember the 0.15 sim, we didn't really stay at our 1,000 packs a minute because we ratioed exactly for 1,000. So if anything went wrong, it dropped below. So I'm going to build for 4.2 thousand a minute, and then also 4 rockets per minute to go with that. And you may not believe it, and I didn't believe it, but after this testing, I truly think that we can achieve that while still being in 60-60 game performance, which is going to be a massive achievement, I think, at least for me personally, to be able to do that. So, just wanted to kind of give you guys heads up, update you on what the goal is, what the plan is, and just an FYI, I'm not going to give too many details yet because things are still in the works, but the smelters we tested are capable of or the amount of smelters, rather. I'm trying to think how to say this. I should probably like focus on the building, but the amount of smelters we tested, that based off of the results and such, is they were able to do about 500,000 plate a minute, which is about what we'll need. So that's it's pretty crazy. If you remember, the 0.15 sim only did about 150k a minute, so this is like 3 times that or more. Okay, so we have circuits, and we now need batteries, steel, and then we need to make the engines. So let's bring batteries on down. This will work, and I should underground these parts, not the bus. Good practice to not underground your entire bus when you can just underground the thing that you're actually bringing across the bus. That worked out pretty well. That was almost really bad. This, I need, okay, how many of these do we want to do? We could start with 5. Let's start with 5. So, he's going to go there. They need batteries. He can grab. Okay. I'm trying to kind of figure out my plan here. I would like to, all this is lined up. I would like to line this up this way. So he's going to go here. That should theoretically be the top of the build, or top this way rather. So this is going to be the robo frames. It throws me off that they're down here in this menu, and then in here they're like way over here. It's because that, you know, an assembler can't do all the oil products, so it moves stuff around, but that always seems to throw me off. So here is our 5 of those, and then these circuits will just come straight down like this. We're definitely going to gonna need more belt, and also these need to move back 1 because we need steel to be here. In fact, something actually needs to share a belt now that I'm looking at this. I think steel and batteries could maybe share a belt. Yeah, because we need the engines to insert directly back behind them. So the steel and batteries, now this is going to be interesting because the batteries, yeah. The batteries are on the wrong side of the belt. This is a bit unfortunate. I suppose I could do like a little swap here. Let's have this do like that or something. I don't know. Okay, so we have these batteries. Let's go stick them into here just so they're out of my inventory, out of the way. And that's that. So then steel somewhere. Where the hell is my steel? Over here. Now, in this case, I feel like you do want to underground the bus because it's 1 belt instead of undergrounding 2. Typically, why you don't want to underground your bus like this is because you're undergrounding 4 lanes instead of just 1. So I guess the easy answer, easy explanation would be just underground whichever requires less belts to be undergrounded. That was far from elegant. So this guy's going to come over here. It's just 1 belt, so we can just do a very simple split off, like so. Onto there. This one's going to continue through. So there's that. There's that. These guys share, and they are going to come through here. If I can get a couple underground belts here. Oh, I already have like 50 because I'm oblivious. So through here. So no. Oh my goodness. Okay, so do that. That's going to be that one, and then the engines. Let me go grab some more belt. I'm holding off on research at the moment because I'm not sure. I suppose I don't really have a good reason, actually. I don't know why I am. Let's just knock out some of these other researches that aren't too expensive. You know, all these kind of non-infinite researches, I guess you could say. So then engines. Engines are actually, it used to be a 1-to-1 ratio, but it's now a 1-to-2 ratio because the engines used to take 20 seconds, right? But now they only take 10, and it only needs 1 of them. So this actually, it's going to have to move, first of all, is what this is going to have to do. So this is going to be interesting because I'm only doing 5. I may need to do 6. I mean, I don't have to do 6, but let's just do 6. They probably, battery-wise, won't support particularly well, but that's okay. So this, could, I guess, put the lube out here, and then do some tricky insertion with the normal engines. So there's that. He's gonna go in here like that, and hopefully this should split okay doing this. It doesn't always. And then long-handed inserters. Oh, see, I do have them. I knew I had them. So we'll just stick these like, I don't need 2, thank you. Here. And this is probably not the best build. I'm literally just making this up on the spot. So we're just gonna line these up. And again, this is a 1-to-1 ratio, right? Because they both take 10 seconds. And the electric only requires 1 of the normal. What the hell did I just do? Just cleared my own recipe, I think. And then these guys just need steel, that, and that. So the steel, we can probably do a very tricky, thank you, shooting speed. Like, I really don't use the tank shells that much. I feel like that's a little bit of a waste. Follow robot count. Damn, for level 1, that is expensive. How about some landmines? That'd be good. So splitter. I think we can do maybe a tricky trick here. Tricky trick with this. Yeah, not so much. It's unfortunate. It's not really what I wanted. Trying to think. Okay. What if we do that? There we go. Because this is an absolutely, like, brilliant top-of-the-line design here. There we go. I guess we'll have to underground this. So that's gonna be steel here. And then we just need pipes and gears, which we'll make somewhere up here, I suppose. Yeah. You'll be gears, and you, sir, will be pipe. And then, let's see. He needs 2 inserters. If you remember, he takes 2 iron, outputs a gear. And then this guy needs that. Let's move these over here. And this, what is this? How many? It's just 1 and 1 and 2. So these are fine just sharing a belt. Because, again, it takes 10 seconds. These make way quicker than that. We're only doing 3. And then, so this is actually way overkill, but, you know, you can't really do, like, a half or a fourth of a machine necessarily. We need iron. So, let's take our handy blueprint book of split os. It's balancer. That's not a blueprint book. Neither is that. Where the hell? Here we go. This guy, I feel like that can just utilize those potentially. Yeah, let's just do that and hope for the best. Sweet. Okay, so then this one is going to underground through here, underground there, grab some belt, like that. And it will just curve around here. Okay, so there's that bit, and then some power poles. I'm running really low on materials. Okay, so here he's gonna export. These need to be changed a little bit because we want this to insert onto the other side of the belt. There we go. He's gonna export onto the outside, and there's that. Lastly, we just need some inserters. I know the hardware store is just over to the left, but I have the circuit and stuff on me. I might as well just make them here. And then powering this should be interesting. It's more long-handed. See if there's any way for me to do this elegantly at all. Powering it, rather. Oh my goodness. Okay, so then you go here. I don't know why I keep double clicking. Okay, so there's that, and that. These don't have an export, because, you know, I'm brilliant like that. So, yeah, I don't really know. These can export out the back, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, why not? Yeah, these can export out the back. That shouldn't be an issue, right? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Dude, come on. New plan. Oh no, that thing still has to go here. And he needs that there. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay, well then that goes here. That can't go anywhere else. Screw it. I'm just not gonna look at the build. It'll be fine. And we need some lubricant, which I suppose we could put down here. So we're going to need to request this, have the bots bring it in. And a passive provider should be okay for now for the barrels. And then we need a requester. You're going to request some lube barrels. Don't need many at all. Like 5 even would probably be okay. Maybe we need to up it to 10. Should probably up it to 10. And then we just need a bit of power. And an export for the doohickeys. And then also, we actually need a robo port. That would probably help. Tons of gears. Great. Let's go grab some inserters. So there we go. There is our robot production. I'm just going to kind of let that thing run so we can start building up robots. Because, I mean, really, they're not that expensive. They just take a while to make. So I think it's good, you know, based on how many I'm going to need, to just be building them up kind of slowly in the background, I suppose. So these guys are going to export. Gotta be kidding me. Screw you, game. That just looks awful, but I'm almost beyond caring at this point. Okay, so there, and there. Gonna need some more power poles. Yeah, I really don't care. I'm not going to look at this much. Here and here. Here, here, and here. Do we want even conditions on this? I suppose so. I mean, I guess it could kind of eat materials somewhat quickly. Or not quickly necessarily, but, you know, kind of a slow draw. Slow drain, potentially. So this is going to bring 12 over, even though I'm requesting 10, because... you know, that makes sense. Probably because of the robot carry amount, maybe. Yeah, I guess I'll set a limit. Oh, sweet. Can deliver to me now. So robot frames, let's just say less than, like, a lot. 500. Gonna need way more than that. That's a good starting point. Do they have everything they need? They do, except for engines, which have everything they need except for circuits. Son of a gun. See, so this is what happens when I just think that I remember recipes and don't actually look at the recipes. This build is going to be one that we just don't ever look at. Don't ever look at. Oh wait, no, this is great. See, we planned this out perfectly. Check this out. So I spaced this absolutely perfectly so that this could share a chest. A requester chest would probably be a lot more helpful. So we'll just say that that was an intentional thing that I did. Just, how many do these need? 2. Just request like 50, because it will take the bots a little while to get here to bring the stuff over. So, you know, the farther away your bots need to travel, or the more amount of the thing the machine needs, the higher of a request you want, essentially. So that's why you'll see, like, when we get into the Megabase stage, even though the bots don't have to travel far, I'll be requesting, you know, a couple hundred, because, you know, some of the things need so much, like, you know, gears, for example, with a fully beacon module build, you know, these gears are going to eat iron insanely fast, you know, so you want to up your request to compensate for that. And there we go, it's working. So, yeah, you know, whatever. It's a little wonky, but hey, at least we have robot production. Not a ton of it, but we do have it, and it's working aside from this because we have no steel, because this got worked. There we go. So 6 factories, you know, not a ton, but it's always going to be working while we do other stuff, opposed to the other one where it didn't ever hardly work because I didn't feed it. So that's that. Next thing on the agenda would be to set up beacon production, which do we really? I don't have beacons? Are you nuts? They're cheap. Well, cheap research. They're actually really expensive. In this size of a base anyway, you know, 20 circuits and 20 advanced circuits per beacon is quite a lot. But I think I might call this an episode. We're at 22 minutes. I know that took a while, but I'm a little disorganized tonight for some reason. I'm not sure why. I don't really feel particularly tired. My brain is just like super scattered. It's probably all the build testing stuff, and I had to mess with my CPU a lot tonight, trying to get it to work the way I wanted to, so I'm still not quite fixed, but let's see. Yeah, sure, we'll get that. Anyway, on the agenda for next time is to automate beacons and also automate. I'd like to start automating level 3 assemblers, and what we could do just before I end this is what I can do is I can put an inserter like at the end here, a filter inserter at the very end of this, and grab any excess speed module 1s we have. That would be a really good use for this build when we're not doing research, since it's already built. So that's kind of the plan for next time. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy my scatterbrain crazy build down here that we'll never look at again, feel free to leave a like, and I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments. But until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.